Assessing passive joint range of motion for the ankle requires accessing the movements available in both the subtalar and tibiotalar joint. In total, we have 4 movements: dorsiflexion, plantar flexion, inversion, and eversion. So to run through the numbers, when we put someone through passive range and dorsiflexion, we're looking for 20 degrees of range. When we go through plantar flexion, we're looking for 60 degrees of range. For inversion, we're looking for 40 degrees of range. And for eversion, we're looking for 20 degrees of range. So let's start with dorsiflexion. And remember, when you're doing range, this isn't a contest between their soft tissue and your ability to push. You're feeling for the first barrier. So grabbing or accessing the balls of the toes with the palm, we're just gonna lean in, push into dorsiflexion. And when we feel an easy stop, if we're having to work on our shoulder, it's too much, that's where we are. So for Stephen, we can see about 0 to 5 degrees of range. So we can assume that his dorsiflexion is limited. Okay, going into plantar flexion, we're looking for that 60 degrees. We should get there pretty easy. All right, so looking at the top of the joint, so actually grabbing a little bit higher is ideal because we're really opening that tibiotalar joint. And we can get it relatively at symmetry on the top. So that's pretty good range there for our 60 degrees. For inversion, we're grabbing around the midfoot and the distal balls of the toe. We're gonna move through inversion. All right, and what we're really feeling for is the ability of the subtalar joint to open into 40 degrees of range. So making sure we've got those tarsals close, we're going into inversion and feeling for that 40 degrees. So we can actually pretty easily get about 45 degrees in inversion there. And then for eversion, we're really just making sure we can get up to where at 20 degrees, you're gonna run into the distal portion of that fibula. So when you hit that fibular end, we know that we've got full range there. So we can get there definitely with Stephen, but there's definitely some soft tissue pull through his inverters, so that may indicate a little bit of tension through his inversion tissue.